You're watching Pulse for the 10th or 11th of October, and it's time for some Diablo news. There's not that much going around this week, but hey, let's see what we got. First, we have a quick talk about why the beta population still seems to be pretty low. Then we take a look at the physics system used in Diablo 3. Is it a little bit over the top right now, or is it just right? Some talk about skill cancelling and whether it's a bug or not. DiabloCraft, yes, you'll have to watch the video to see what that's about. And finally, we take a look at some amazing fan art and much more. Let's get to it. One question that has repeatedly been popping up on the Diablo 3 forums on both the US and EU sides is, why is the beta population still so low? Well, according to Bashiok, most people don't play in public games and the default game mode is set to private. People have to specifically set their game mode to public or use the matchmaking to find a game to be in the public pool of players. Now, most people aren't doing that, and Blizzard say that they are well aware of how many people are online and they're happy with the number. They are obviously, as they always say, monitoring how many people are in and how many they want to let in and when. Bashiok just once again reiterates that the test is mainly for the downloader, patcher, launcher and various other behind the scenes services, and obviously mostly the server hardware. So he says that there are specific updates or milestones for these that they're tracking, and they'll likely determine when more invites will go out. For instance, if they have a big update coming up for the installer, there's no reason to let people in right now. They'd wait until the new update is available and live before inviting the people. And in my opinion, that makes sense. So they can first just check if everything's working as intended before inviting more people, and I suppose before exposing more people to it if there are any problems. Okay, so that doesn't really give us very much information, but it's good that Bashiok clarified why the population seems low at the moment and at which points it's likely to expand. So if any of you are waiting for those invites, watch for when the patches go live, watch for when Blizzard announces that they upgraded the server hardware, anything like that. Those are obviously the points that they would send more invites out, or at least shortly after that. And I suppose it can't hurt to keep watching for Diablo 3 beta key contests. As far as I know, the only one that's currently running is the one over at Diablo Fans. They've got a weekly caption contest going on, and it's a lot of fun. You can check that out in the links below. So now a couple of beta related smalls that I thought you guys might find interesting. A bug was recently discovered that made Skeleton King boss runs incredibly easy. A German player found out that if you kill the Skeleton King and log out just before his death animation finishes, you can actually relog back in, the Skeleton King's alive, and you still have that waypoint right outside his chamber. Now, it seems like it's pretty difficult to do. You have to time it exactly right, as you can see on your screens right now, and if he does drop something good, you gotta pick it up incredibly quickly before your game actually logs out. So, you can check this video out, and if you're in the beta right now, and you want to try this out, you'd better do it very quickly, because this is in fact a bug, and I have no doubt that it will be fixed soon. If it's not, well, I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of gear very, very quickly. Then lastly, you can check out another video from Hunter StarCraft wherein he gets a new massacre high score. He breaks the previous record of 227 and this time gets 368 monsters killed. That's plus 3,630 XP. Absolutely crazy. You can check that out below. Now let's have a bit of a talk about the physics in Diablo 3. If you've watched any gameplay videos thus far, I would say, especially those of the Barbarian, then you might well have spotted that when mobs get killed by spells or abilities that are slightly more explosive, then they sort of fly all over the place. Blizzard tell us that this is in no way final, and they remind us that we're also only working with a tiny sliver of the total available skills for both the character and the monsters we fight in, so there's a lot of tuning to do all around. Apparently we'll likely see this being tweaked as they update the beta, but it won't be put in the patch notes when they do that. We'll just have to spot it for ourselves. Now what I liked the most was that Bashiok said that they don't want to give anyone the wrong impression, that they're not shooting for realism here. Their goal is absolutely to make it feel like you're an over-the-top human god laying waste to the demonic masses and setting their carcasses flying free. Also, it's absolutely intentional that the Barbarian skills have crazier impact physics than the other classes, because, well, they think that it fits with the visual feel of the character. Huge, impactful strikes that send dudes flying everywhere, whereas the monk might be more of a thousand cuts kind of fighter. That makes sense to me, and I for one am glad that they're not shooting for realism. I want to feel powerful when I play the game. So what do you guys think? Do you think the ragdoll physics are a bit over the top? Would you like them to tweak it down a bit, or should they leave it as is? Be sure to let me know below. Also, quick thanks to Force for the amazing footage you were looking at throughout that piece. Yes, it is pretty crazy. Now let's have a look at another rumored exploit or bug, and the only reason I call this an exploit or bug is because people just aren't sure what to make of it. There has, however, been a lot of discussion about this. Is this just one of the game's mechanics, I suppose, that's being pushed to its limits? Or is this a bug that's going to be fixed? How it works is you start casting or using an ability and cancel it into a different one, thereby casting both of them at pretty much the same time. Blizzard did reply and they did give us an answer. Now, apparently this is an intentional mechanic, it's not an exploit or a bug, but the intention is not to cast two spells in the same time span as one. They say they're just looking for ways to make the combat feel more responsive and good. Those are both rather subjective things though, and the early prototype to try achieve those goals is the one that we have in the beta right now. It has apparently been replaced by something else, internally at least, but we have yet to see that. So what do you guys think? Apparently you could only use this with certain skills. Say for instance with Barbarian you could use Cleave and cancel that into a Frenzy with Dual Wield. I honestly think it's better that they fix this or smooth it out at least. I don't know what you guys think, I don't know if you agree, but be sure to let me know below because I am always interested. And what I'm actually even more interested in is the fact that they seem to have made such big changes internally already. I just can't help but think of them playing the full game right now, or at least however much of it they've got done. You can read more about all of this below. Now I've got something really interesting for you guys. If you watched my recent World of Warcraft news episodes, you might have seen the video Mine of Worldcraft. And the same user, his name is, let me try pronounce this, Hash22. Yes, that didn't work out very well, but he's got another video up, and this one's called DiabloCraft. In this video, he did pretty much the same thing as he did for the World of Warcraft one. He recreated Diablo 2/Diablo 3 in the Minecraft engine. It is indeed pretty epic, and my favorite part of the entire thing is in fact the character selection. I don't even know how, but he got it to look a lot like Diablo 2's. He's even got the right sound effects in there. You know the one where the barbarian jumps out, roars, and starts sharpening his axe? Anyway, this was incredibly well done. He's got everything in here. He even does a quick visit to town, so he does show off the town portal. He goes mob slaying, he kills a couple of cows, and he uses some really cool looking abilities. You should definitely check it out right here on YouTube, and be sure to let me know what you think, and leave him a quick comment of appreciation. Now before heading into the sparse amount of smalls that we have this week, I wanted to share a bit of fan art. The most recent fan art submissions that were uploaded to the official Diablo 3 community sites are absolutely amazing. There are two monk images, one male and one female, a witch doctor, a female wizard being followed by demons, and a barbarian. They are really, really well done and so much better in full size. Now let's check out the Diablo Smalls. First up, you can check out that beta key contest that I mentioned before. This is the second one from Diablo fans, and it's a lot of fun. Then check out the latest DiabloCast episode, Diablo's a Girl. Then you can have a look at the unofficial Diablo 3 Armory iPhone application from the guys over at Diablo Fans. You can read about the scavenger hunt for BlizzCon tickets that's on right now. You can check Max Schaefer going LARPing. He even kills Diablo while doing so. More Diablo 3 merchandise has been spotted, and lastly, you can read about the Diablo 2 ladder reset. Yes, Season 9 will be starting soon, and apparently Blizzard will be resetting the ladder on the morning of October the 25th. So that's it for the Smalls and the Diablo 3 news for this week. Remember to check the links below for everything I mentioned, and be sure to like the video, favorite it, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Most importantly though, happy DiabloCraft.